For more than 50 years, Queen Elizabeth masterfully negotiated peace between the Princess Royal and Camilla, Queen Consort. And because of that, the longtime rivals were able to establish an uneasy but still polite relationship. But unfortunately, it sounds like that ceasefire has come to a sudden end. Insiders are saying the 72-year-old Anne has had enough of Camilla's moves to install herself as queen. And apparently, when they were at a Buckingham Palace rehearsal dinner, everything came to a head. An insider reports, all the rehearsals have been tense because of King Charles's perfectionism, but this feud between Anne and Camilla has been brewing for months. Anne's been waiting for a chance to make her feelings known, with a few choice comments about Camilla calling herself queen and not queen consort. Now, in February, the news came out that Camilla was planning to drop the word consort from her title after the coronation to become queen, and that was against the wishes of the late monarch, who wrote in her now famous February 2022 letter, "It is my sincere wish that when the time comes, Camilla will be known as queen consort as she continues her own loyal service." The insider went on to say, there appears to be very little consultation about it, which will hurt someone like Anne, who always plays by the rules. And apparently the final straw came this week when Charles and Camilla released their coronation invitation, and it was pretty obvious that the consort title was missing. It is insensitive, and there is only so much that Anne can put up with. Making matters worse is the fact that Camilla renamed her charity from the Duchess of Cornwall's reading room to the Queen's reading room, and sources say it must have triggered the Princess Royal, who has always resented Camilla's role in the family. So back in 1970, Anne was only 19 years old and she was dating Andrew Parker Bowles, and he was considered unsuitable thanks to the fact that he was Catholic. But still, he would go on to marry Camilla 3 years later. It must hurt to have then watched as Camilla went on to break Andrew's heart with her brother, adds the source. Aside from the impact Camilla's affair with Charles would inflict on the whole royal family for years, Anne isn't alone in having problems with Camilla asserting her new title before it's even been made official. It's no wonder she took the opportunity at that rehearsal dinner to make it quite clear where she stands. Nothing will stop Anne, according to the insider. In other news, also related to the coronation ceremony, moving forward to reconciliation, Harry and Meghan are apparently demanding a private apology if they're going to accept the invitation to the coronation. Now, I have said many times over, it's never going to happen. No apology, no special seats, no standing on the balcony, come on. The best thing for Meghan and Harry to do now is to realize they have got to follow all the rules set out for non-working royals if they're going to be there. They have made their bed, it's time for them to lie in it. You know what? If they don't want to, then they can just stay home in California. It is not right for them to ruin the coronation for everybody else who is attending in good faith. I think the best thing for them to do would probably be to stay away. And reportedly, William also had a say in the Queen's decision to kick them out of the royal family when Meghan was caught taking photos of his little sleeping daughter. The Queen was probably also fed up with their nonsense. I mean, this entitled pair feels so wrong, and that's why they're demanding an apology. But I guess they just can't see their own ridiculous behavior in dumping on the royal family, which takes a lot of nerve. I would be surprised if I heard that William tried to tell his own grandmother what to do. I suspect they left voluntarily, saying that they wanted to be independent and they wanted to live private lives. But there were incidents where Meghan was discovered in places that she was not supposed to be with a camera in hand. And that's why they're being kept far away from William's family. People don't want to talk with them, and they are being monitored so that they won't get up to anything similar. I do wish that King Charles would do something to put a stop to all this nonsense. I mean, Meghan is a very disturbed individual. As you all know, I'm sure you guessed it if I didn't already tell you, I am American. But I did spend some time in London when I was in college, and I came away with such an appreciation for the whole country. So please, King Charles, just put an end to this nonsense. Your people are just sick and tired of it. I have always wanted to stand up and shout, "Off with their heads." It seems to me like that line would apply very well to Meghan and Harry about right now. You know, when I think of Meghan and Harry and their lack of self-awareness, I'm reminded by something my grandmother used to say. She used to say, "A camel never sees its own hump." I mean, obviously that does apply to Meghan and Harry because they believe they know everything. What does anybody in the world need to apologize to the two of them for? They're the traitors and the backstabbers after all. They're the ones spreading all the lies and telling information that's not anybody's business. Harry and Meghan have told so many lies I lost count a long time ago. And they really hounded the late Queen and the late Prince Philip. I mean, I really do believe they sped up their deaths. They took unauthorized photos of little Princess Charlotte in her bedroom. It's sick. And they have been caught with so many lies that nobody can trust them anymore. And because they are not directly in line to the throne, and they're also not working royals, of course, they're not going to be on the balcony. Also, the mendacious morons are moving more quickly toward their titles being permanently taken away. There is a bill conferring this option on the monarch, and it's moving a lot closer to its final reading in Parliament. There is not going to be any apology for the two of them, though, whether private or public. And actually, I kind of hope that Meghan and Harry stick to their story, that they're not going to come to the coronation unless their demands are met, because at least that means they should be coming at all, and I think most Brits would be thrilled at that news. At this point, nobody can trust them anywhere near the royal family. Who knows what they're going to say? Who knows what kind of stories they're going to make up for their next Netflix production or book? And sure, Harry probably did get an invitation, but that is just out of politeness. The fact that the coronation is the same day as Archofficial's birthday gives them a great excuse to not come. And as for William, he is so protective of his family. It wouldn't shock me a bit if when he becomes king, he takes those titles away. That is something I don't think Charles is going to do because Harry is still his son after all. And this demanding apologies is really blackmail. There are no witnesses to any wrongdoing on the part of the royal family. There's no evidence. Harry and Meghan are the only ones who believe themselves to be the victims in all of this. They're just trying to use whatever they can to bully the royal family into bending to their will. I mean, think about the course of your entire life. Have you ever demanded an apology because you felt like somebody did something bad, when in fact it was just a justifiable action by the alleged perpetrator? I mean, think about it this way. If you enter somebody else's house illegally and that person punches you out, you have no right to turn around and demand an apology for that black eye that you got from the owner. I mean, I can think of many examples over the course of my life where people have humiliated me, including my own mother, for example. And those times they were pulled up by a third person, well, I tried to make them feel better by apologizing for anything wrong that I did, and then I would give them a hug, and it was a sincere apology. Nobody's ever tried to murder me. Of course, I've had more good than bad times in my life, and life is never perfect for anybody. It is what you make of it, though. Never, though, have I demanded an apology from anybody. And if an apology was forced on my transgressor, then I would understand it's meaningless, it's empty. They have to apologize because they want to. And I am curious just how much and how sinister the cover-ups are by the palace when it comes to the desultory duo. Queen Camilla, please do us all a big favor, hand your diaries over to your daughters. And then after you've passed away, they're going to really let loose. So Meghan, you need to watch out. Palace legal advisors would have examined the legal implications of a private apology to Meghan, I'm sure, and they know that it would be recorded and witnessed. And you, do you agree with me? If yes, don't be afraid to like and share my video with anybody else who would enjoy it. If not, please let us know why.